So engagement with nature has many health and wellness benefits. Time spent outdoors can be a healing experience. Ecotherapy is a therapeutic approach which emphasizes that people are part of natural ecosystems and that our mental health is connected to the health of the environment. At NatureWorx, structured experiences are shared to help people cope with stress, anxiety, depression, and promote focus when faced with challenges. Phil Hasmar, founder and executive director of NatureWorx, joins us to discuss the programs and their healing benefits. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, Vince. Thanks so much for having me.
Yes, sir. So tell us about your program.
Sure. So at NatureWorx, we go outside to go inside. And what we mean by that is when our participants experience our program, they learn how intentional time in nature can support their physical, mental, and emotional health.
So there's a lot going on there, especially the physical, the mental, right? Seems like there's some scientific stuff that you're looking at when you're doing this. So
Yes.
Walk me through that.
So our practice is based in ecotherapy, which is a scientific, evidence-based practice based on ecopsychology, and it takes principles of how the time in nature impacts the human brain and applies them to actual experiences that people can do in real life. So we show people some simple ways when they're with us to connect with nature in a way that will calm their anxiety, their stress, maybe help them feel more connected. Many people feel disconnected in today's society, so connecting with nature can be a great way to connect with something real and important anywhere you are. One of the things we try to show people is that nature is not a destination that you have to travel to, but it's actually all around us all of the time.
Right.
It's just a question of your focus and your connection to it.
Right. So what are some of the types of people that come and participate in your programs?
So we serve everything from preschool age to nursing homes.
Okay.
So and everything in between.
Yeah.
We've adapted our program to reach almost any population and age group. Because what we found is that nature is a common denominator.
Right.
That we find that people have a innate desire to connect with nature. It's in there. It's just been kind of buried under technology and our lifestyle today. The stats are actually pretty alarming, Vince, when you look at the data on how much time people are spending on technology. So on average, Americans are indoors 93% of the day.
Wow.
We're looking at a screen, whether it's a phone, a computer, or a TV, 7 hours a day. And we're checking our phones 150 times a day, which is about every 5 minutes. So we are literally tethered to this technology, and in that process, we've disconnected from the outdoors and from nature. So we're trying to repair and rebuild relationships with nature for two reasons. One is to improve people's mental and physical health, like I mentioned before. And the other reason is to inspire people to want to take care of the earth more because they have a relationship now.
Right.
They can connect with it. So they will want to do some of those great practices we heard about from your other guests about conservation and ecology and planting trees. They will want to do that.
Right.
Because we feel like there has to be a relationship in order for that activity to happen. So we feel like we complement what a lot of the other groups are doing in Baltimore by helping people build that relationship with nature.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I don't want to date myself, but my mom would never get me an Atari. That should tell you how old I am. It was always, you had to be outside. You had to be out. Of course, be home before the street lights came on.
Right.
But you had to be outside. So how do you go about convincing people? Because you're right, everyone is so, you can go to dinner, people are on their phones. People are not even having conversations at the dinner table. So how do you convince people to get out of that shell and go outside?
It's not easy. What we find often works, though, is to, once somebody is with us, to give them a very simple, easy activity to dive into nature. So one thing we do is called a 5 senses experience. We will have a group in a circle, focus on each one of their senses one by one, very slowly and deliberately. So first we will breathe together in a cadence that is very calming. Then we'll ask people to focus on what they can hear. And just for a few minutes, we'll just listen. Then we'll focus on what we can feel on our skin, the breeze, the sun, and we'll go through each sense like that. And that helps people almost immediately drop in to nature. And from that point, it just flows. People have this inside of them. We're just inviting it. So we feel like if we have a chance to get somebody out there, they will often connect and take to it very easily.
Yeah.
In fact, about 95% of the people in our surveys that we give to our participants report that they learn how nature can help them in our program. So it's just really getting them out there, Vince, is the hardest thing.
Yeah.
And we work with organizations to help us do that. So we'll take groups of employees from a company out, and they'll be assigned it, if you will, by their company. Or people who are veterans in veterans organizations, we'll take them out as a group. We'll take school groups out as a group. It's a lot easier to take a group out and have it be part of their day than to have individuals sign up and do this instead of something else in their life.
Yeah. So you mentioned veterans. I'm a vet myself. For those that don't understand, like PTSD is a real thing.
Yes, it is.
Even though people don't believe it sometimes. Why is it important to reach out to that demographic of men and women that have served this country?
Yeah, and we proudly have worked with veterans from the Perry Point VA here in Maryland, and we've had great success with that group. And it's important because, as you said before, PTSD is a real condition that needs real help. And our program is very helpful in supporting men and women in that process of coping with PTSD and seeing nature as an ally for them. So when they're having some symptoms, they can step outside wherever they are and do some of the things we showed them with their breathing, with their focus on their senses, to help them manage their emotional state, manage anything that's causing anxiety or distress.
And that's so important because it can come at any second.
Yes. Yes.
How can people get involved? Last question. How can people get involved with this program?
So we do something called First Saturdays, and it's free. Every Saturday of the month, every first Saturday of the month, we have a free program from 10 a.m. to 11:30. You can sign up on our website. Anybody can come. And it's a 90-minute program that will teach you some easy hacks, if you will. So when you're out in nature, you don't have to go to a state park to do what we do. You can step into your backyard and do some of the things that we can show you using all of your senses to help you have a better day. Ultimately, nature is an ally for us, right? And we're helping people experience that. So if you go on our website, natureworx.org, you'll see the registration link for First Saturdays. And the next one is coming up this next first Saturday of April, April the 4th at Double Rock Park in Parkville.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. We'll leave it right there.